Who was the best driver you almost signed, meaning you were close, but for whatever reason it fell through? And that can be from your Formula 3 times, or it can be from Formula 1. Like, I'd love to imagine that you almost got close to signing Senna.
Well, why did you mention him? Because that's exactly who I'm going to talk about. In 1982, 1982, I had a guy called Jim Wright, who was my scout. I did things in a different way. I had Jim doing all the junior races to see who could I come up with for Formula 3, because I always felt that most of the drivers, and that's why Martin Brundle came to me, and Johnny Herbert and Jean Alesi, most of those drivers had very little money. But I was strong enough to be able to go out and find money to support the team and then try and pick the best driver. So Jim Wright said to me, God, Eddie, you need to see this guy called De Silva. And he had finished third in the Formula Ford Festival, so he was right up there. And then he was doing with Dennis Russian, he was Russian Green, doing Formula Ford 2000. And I went to Snetterton to see him. And I remember putting a mark in my eye on the S's, David. You know the S's in Snetterton, and it's a corner that most people can't take absolutely flat. But this guy was coming through there flat every time, and he never missed this mark with his front left tire. So as you turned it into the S's, and I said, whew, this guy seems to be right on the money in terms of control, understanding the speed, accuracy, and repeatability. He was able to do this. He then went, and I said to him, I sent a note to him. His English wasn't perfect, and I asked him, would he like to have a test in a Formula 3 car? And he said he'd love to, but he was in Mallory Park the following Wednesday morning, and he could do the Wednesday afternoon at Silverstone on the club circuit if that was going to be possible, and could he bring his dad? I said sure. As it happened, James Weaver had been on pole in our car the previous Sunday, so we had a good setup and we had a car ready to go for him, and this guy came and jumped in the car. He absolutely equaled the time that James had pole, and usually, as you know, in Formula 3, the afternoon session is usually slower than the first one. What we need to say is that with Dick Bennett, which at the end of the year, I tried to sign him for the 83 season and I couldn't because he was a Marlboro driver. I hadn't got enough credits to my name, and Dick Bennett was the sort of the guru, as we all know, West Surrey Racing, and he was sent there by Marlboro. I tried desperately to sign him, but Dick and I joined together because I got the Marlboro deal for Macau, and we went there and he won Macau with Martin Brundle, our old pal, and he came too with a guy, Roberto Guerrero. Just to finish the story quickly, is that he changed his name after that race. He never drove Formula 3 again, and he changed his name to Senna. And then some time ago, after that, he was the one who put Barrichello into me, which was, we always remained very good friends. And he was disillusioned at McLaren, and it was before he went to Williams, or he just wasn't happy in some of the thing. And believe this or not, but I offered him 50% free of charge to come and drive for Jordan, but he would have to stay on as an owner, because I believed with Senna in the team, the actual value of the team would be worth more than double. So in other words, the half that I was losing, I thought this would be such a cool stroke. I get a guy like Senna in my car, get the team, the recognition of the team, the sponsorship income would multiply by an amazing amount. But I always liked Ayrton, and I should have happened, but sadly he died. Now, I'm not saying that he would have done it, but we were very far into the negotiations about what he wanted to do. He wanted to have a team, and I was giving him that opportunity.
I think we could do a whole podcast on Ayrton, because he's touched us all in different ways. Yeah. And I was the test driver, as you know, for Williams when he passed away, and you got to see him rise up through the ranks and then compete against him during your Jordan years. But yeah, he was an incredible individual.